But my kids are great. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. I'm going to tell you guys all about them right now. Great stories, good times. My youngest, Amelia, is 2 years old. She's currently my favorite. You're allowed to have one. My favorite's usually like a rotating scale. Like whoever annoys me the least is my favorite. But it's been her for like 2 years. Not gonna lie. She's really cute. We have tea parties together a lot. Which tea parties consist of me laying on the couch watching Netflix, and she brings me little cups of water in her tea set. It's really sweet. And we spent all day doing this. And my wife got home, I was like, you gotta check this out. This is so cool. I was like, sweetie, can daddy have some tea? And she goes, yes, daddy. Runs off, comes back with that little cup in her hand. She's walking really slow. Drink it up. She's like, would you like more? Yes, please. She runs off again. I look at my wife, I'm like, huh? Huh? And she's like, you've been doing this all day? Like, yeah. You know the only place you can get water from is the toilet, right? I did not know that. I'm glad we weren't having lemonade, that's for sure. That probably also explains why the scones were a bit nutty. Too much on that one? I just threw that one on there, honestly. I have a 4-year-old son named Xavier. Before school got out, he's in pre-kindergarten, not even real school. And I had to go to the school because he was in trouble. Yeah. I went in, I sat down in one of those little tiny chairs I thought I was going to break. And the teacher informed me that my son likes to refer to his classmates as buttholes. Have you seen his classmates? Like half of them are named Jackson with a different spelling. 3 of them have mohawks. They are buttholes. Public service announcement here. If you have a 4-year-old with a mohawk, you're a dick. Don't do that. The teacher says, regardless of all that, my son also likes to repeat the word damn during class. And I'm immediately like, well, you called the wrong parent. This is where my wife and I disagree. Like, my wife says that damn is a swear word, and I don't. What do you guys think? You think damn is a swear word? No? A couple yeses? Clap if you think no. Clap if you think yes. Yeah, I'm going to say I won. I hope you're back there listening. So she tells me this, and I'm like, okay, well, I know my wife doesn't like it, so I've taught him something, a way to apologize that he needs to say. So I looked at my son, and I said, okay, Xavier, what does daddy always say? My son stands up, looks at his teacher, and says, my daddy says damn's not a fucking swear word. That is not what I meant at all. Like, it was the apology, no, okay. The look at my wife's face when she has to come get us both from the principal's office. That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. The teachers don't call me for anything at all anymore. I have a 7-year-old son. His name's Jackson. It's a traditional spelling. Oh, it's a traditional spelling. He's at an age where I feel like I gotta constantly teach him things. I was in the bathroom the other day crying. That's where I hide. And all of a sudden I hear my oldest yell, Mom, Jackson called me a bitch. Oh. Yeah. I was like, that's not good. Immediately after that I hear my son yell, no, I didn't. I said you were acting like one. I'm like, I don't think I have to teach him anything. He's going to be just fine, honestly. My oldest is Emma. She's 11 years old. She's a different person to me now. Like, every time I say something to her, she cries. Like, I don't know how to relate to her at all. Like, I think this is the beginning of the end for Dad. I try to help out though, so like I'll give her advice a lot, but I don't know how to relate, so all the advice I give her are just lyrics to old TLC songs. Yeah. My daughter wants to go to St. Mary's University in California. It's pretty far away. I don't want her to go. She's telling me about this, so all I told her, I sat her down, I said, look, honey, just don't go chasing waterfalls. You need to stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. And she said, wow, Dad, that's really smart. I said, I know, thank you. I had her and her little Sage Murphy friend in the van. They're talking about boys they want to date. And I'm like, well, I don't know what kind of boys you don't want to date. My daughter's like, what's that? I was like, you don't want to date no scrubs. Little Sage Murphy goes, what's a scrub, Mr. Williams? I said, what's a scrub? Well, you see, girls, a scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly. Right? He's also known as a buster. There we go. I did that show once in Grand Blanc and somebody said buster and I yelled at him for 10 minutes. Like, I love when that joke works out. It's great. Plus, I told her if it doesn't work out with somebody, you just creep. Just keep it on the down low. Nobody needs to know. A few people are still getting this reference. I'm still doing this joke? Yes, okay. It turns out my daughter actually is a pretty advanced reader for her age. And I know this because I found a copy of 50 Shades of Grey in her bedroom. That did not belong to my wife. I don't know what kind of books the school is renting out these days, but I want to check that. So I found it, and of course I'm horrified. So I take it to my wife. I said, look what I found. And she's like, what do we do about this? I said, I don't know. But I'm not fucking spanking her. That one's always a crowd pleaser. I don't know. It's weird, I know. Some people don't like that joke. I don't know why. All right. Kids are great. I used to volunteer at my kids' school. I used to do that a lot. Like I used to bring in snacks for my daughter's class, my oldest. And no matter what, like every year, I always bring in Capri Suns. And I watch to see what boy struggles the most with that, getting the straw into that Capri Sun. Because that guy's taking my daughter to prom. I will watch him for years. I don't even care. I used to volunteer on the playground a lot. It's simple. You just push kids on the swings. The guys that want you to play football with them, that's a good time. Except for there's always that one little kid that can't catch a ball. No matter what, like you can throw it to him, underhand it to him, you can hand it to him, and he'll drop it. And it's like, damn it, Ben! If you can't get used to catching balls with your hands, you better get used to catching balls with your mouth. I'm not a coach. And that's apparently the wrong thing to say to a cop's kid. I get pulled over a lot in that town. I do. You guys have been a great crowd, man. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I'm gonna close on this joke right here. I'll pull this up for Cam. That's as high as it goes, buddy. I may talk crap about our school or the kids in it, but it's actually really close knit. It's a nice school. We like it, for the most part. Before school let out, I was picking my kids up. We don't have a bus system, so we have to take them to school and back. And as I'm picking my kids up, I feel a little tug on my shirt. And so I'm like, yes, Jackson with an X? Little boy. He says to me, Mr. Williams, my mom said you're not as funny as you think you are. I know, right? So well, that's okay, buddy. Because your mom's ass is twice as big as she thinks it is. And you can go tell her Mrs. Williams said so.